What's up, you guys? Welcome back to our flip here on 3rd Drive in Mesa, Arizona. This house is moving and shaking. It is going so quickly. We're super pumped. Let's get inside. I want to show you guys all the changes that have already been made. Things are already looking crazy different. So let's get inside. Let me show you what we have. Let me show you what we have going on. So as we step into the house, oh my gosh, you can see right here, things have changed. There used to be a huge wall here. That whole wall is gone. We ended up actually having to beam this one too. We weren't expecting to put a beam in, but it only cost us about $1,000 to put that beam in. So there's no wall here separating. So now you're walking into this big open space. It looks fantastic in my opinion. I'm really happy with how that turned out. We also already have our floors installed. You'll see that we have all the floors covered because they've been working on the paint. Now we do have some additional little touch-up that we're gonna have to do on this side over here because it looks like they did forget to put the hookup for our refrigerator, but you know what? Things happen. We go back, we get them figured out. Who cares? Oh well, it's gonna get taken care of. No harm, no foul. But this is looking great. We already have our electrical on this side where we're gonna have our stove, all of our lowers, we're gonna have our uppers, and we're gonna have a microwave on this side. If you guys remember previously, we had a doorway here so that way you could walk through. We wanted to get rid of that. We wanted it to feel a lot more open, so we ended up putting the sink here. We can look straight out while we're doing our dishes. We'll have our dishwasher next to that, then we'll have our fridge and our pantry space, and then we'll have a 7-foot island over here on this side. When you first walk in, I want it to be this wow factor. I want people to feel emotional right when they're walking in. So if you walk in, you have this big open living area where you're gonna have your couches, people are gonna be hanging out, and then you have an island right there in the center. You're getting this money shot. So it'll be fantastic. I'm really pumped with how this is all gonna turn out. And then of course we have still all of our additional space on this side with the huge massive slider. I'm actually really curious. I'm always curious, how are people actually gonna utilize this space? Are people gonna put their living room over there? Are they gonna put a dining room over here? Are they gonna make this the living room, that the dining room? I don't know, but I'm always curious to see what people are going to do. You guys let me know in the comments, what would you be doing if you were moving into this property? Would you make this your living area? Would you make this your dining area? I'm curious, I'd like to know. But let's check out some of the other changes that we made. So as we're working our way down into the hallway, if you remember, we had a storage closet on this side, and Allie, who was in the last video with Anna, they all said, hey, why don't we just put a stackable washer and dryer inside the house? That way people don't have to go outside. We've decided to move it inside. It's a luxury because it's freaking hot out here, you guys. It's 110 degrees today here in Arizona. It's gonna be nice for people to be able to do their laundry in here without having to go inside and outside and inside and outside. So I think it was the right call. There's plenty of storage already in this property, so I'm glad that we made this decision. We'll show you exactly where the extra storage was made too, because we no longer have a furnace, if you remember in the last video. So I'll show you what that all looks like. As we move into the hallway bathroom, we're getting prepped here. We already have our tile installed. This tile is from Bedrosians. This is a 12 by 24 tile. We did decide to shake it up just a little bit. I saw a design that I really liked from a luxury home builder where they used a very similar tile to this. So I wanted to give it a shot, see how I feel about it. I'm excited for it to get grouted, get everything painted, get our vanity in here and see how it really turns out, because this is a more effective price point. When it comes to installing tile, I love to do the white Chloe tile. You guys see me do it all the time, but it's a little bit more expensive to install because think about it, right? You have a piece by piece by piece that you have to do. Whereas if you have a 12 by 24, it's a lot less work. Think about that, right? You have to put one tile and then there's essentially another tile. You're stacking just a few blocks compared to doing these 5-inch by 5-inch tiles or these 2.5 by 8-inch tiles. A little bit of a different look, spice it up, see how we like it. Because if I ended up liking the way that this tile looks, and we'll see what the final product looks like, then it makes sense for me to start ordering this tile because it's a more cost-effective install, and quite frankly I can get the tile for a little bit cheaper than I get the actual Chloe tile for as well. So a little bit of cost savings there. But let's check out more of the house. One thing I want to point out too is the additional storage that we did put into the property. So this is where the furnace used to be. You guys remember it had a little ledge in here, and this is where the furnace used to be, but the old previous owner no longer used a furnace. They actually switched out their entire unit that's outside, and it does heating and cooling together. So there was really no need for the furnace. That's why they had it taken out. So we got a little custom door made. Look at that, little extra storage made over here. And then we still have our old school storage on this side. These are good cabinets. They're in good shape. We don't really need to do too much with them. We're just gonna give them a good coat of paint. So that way they're matching the cabinets that are out into the kitchen, and it really brings uniformity really to the entire place here. But I'm really happy that we put the additional storage in there. Let's go check out the primary. Coming into the primary, it is a bedroom, you guys. It's nothing too exciting, but one thing I do want to point out, we do have some of our tile. This is our 2-inch penny tile that we use. This is a very cool design. We're able to get this tile for about $4 a square foot through Bedrosians, which is about the bottom of the price points that you can get at Floor & Decor for just your standard little, 1-inch penny tiles. So to give them a cool upgraded nice look, a little more design element. It's totally worth it. I'm always thinking about those things because people are on Instagram, buyers are on Instagram. They have visions, they have ideas of what they want. They want their house to be so beautiful, and we want to give them that beautiful house. We want people to feel proud. We want them to be excited about buying the property. Moving through into our primary bathroom here, we have our white Chloe tile, shocker, right? And then we do have our 2-inch penny tile that's installed. We're just waiting for everything to get grouted. And then we are gonna have our vanities. Our normal 30-inch vanities are gonna go into this one that we get from Home Depot, right? The fluted taupe vanities, brings a nice little pop of color into there, kind of brings everything to life. I'm really pumped with how this turned out. So as we start to work our way outside here with our awesome massive slider, that's heavy, check that out. You'll see that we have a lot of this stuff already cleaned up. They knocked out a lot of this covered patio area. If you remember, this is all kind of fenced in. It was really bizarre. Got it all knocked out. We're already replacing some of our siding over here. That's what they're cutting and working on right now. I mean, the backyard, it was all junk. We still have some of our demo debris that's here, but for the most part, everything is gone and everything is getting cleaned up. It feels like we have a huge, large covered patio area, which looks so awesome. And now this entire area has turned into way more storage versus having to put all of our washer and dryers in here. If you remember, we were gonna have a washer on this side and a dryer on this side because we have this water heater right here in the center. So I didn't really like the layout. We were gonna have to move some of the plumbing regardless. I mean, it would have been weird to have to go like that, right? If it was a washer and dryer, and plus it's hot outside now. We're gonna make this a storage closet. The other thing is we had the masonry work done to fill in the block. We don't always do masonry work. Sometimes we do use the siding that we have here on the floor. It looks like we got ourselves a little upgrade and they made everything super fluid. I mean, shoot, you can hardly tell that there was any difference here. When this is all painted, you're not gonna be able to tell at all that there was any difference made here. So I still have no freaking idea what we're gonna do with this backyard. I'd love to know in the comments what you guys think we should be doing with the backyard. It's weird, right?
It's all that dirt.
Goodness. We got the battle on Bunker Hill over here. I don't know what we're gonna be doing with that. We have all this mixed matched rock, so we're most likely gonna have to get our landscaper out here, get us a quote and tell us what it would cost to get all new rock, to get all the old rock out of here. Again, if you guys remember in the front yard, we have the 2 different types of rock. We have that weird pinkish, orangish looking rock, plus the white rock. I don't like either of those types of rocks, and so I'd rather it all just be a charcoal color. We'll see how much it actually costs. That wasn't something that we really looped into the budget, was having a huge landscape job here. It might be something that we have to do just to really bring a buyer in. In this market, things are tough, you guys. You gotta be the best house at the best price. We talked about it on the last one. It has to be the make me move house. What do we gotta do to make it the make me move house? How do we save costs? But how do we also make sure that we are selling this property quickly? Because the longer that we're sitting on the property with hard money, with private money, with all the money that we're raising for these projects, right? It can cost $5,000, $6,000 a month. So if we can do something that's gonna cost us $5,000, that might sell the property, you know, in maybe a week or 2 compared to waiting on the market for 2 or 3 months, we have a lot more cost savings then, right? So we really have to weigh our options there. We want to make sure that people have an emotional pull, that this house flies off the market. Things like the landscaping that people don't want to put the money into themselves, it's going to really prevent buyers from buying at the property. Landscape can make or break a flip, and we do not want the landscaping to be something that holds people back from making a buying decision at this house. Let's get back inside and we can wrap this whole thing up for you. Ultimately, guys, this property is moving and shaking. It's moving really, really quickly, and I'm really happy with the progress that we're making here. So next time you see this, everything's gonna be fully renovated. You saw some of the finishes that we already picked. We're gonna do the white shaker cabinets like Ali had recommended that we do. Really, really excited for you guys to see the final product on this. If you wanna keep following these videos, if you wanna see more videos just like this, make sure you're liking, commenting, and subscribing to this channel. Let us know in the comments other things that you would like to see in these videos. If you want us to break down more of the numbers, if you wanna see more of the materials that we're choosing, where we're sourcing our materials, what the timelines look like, you let us know in the comments. We wanna break everything down for you. We wanna give you all the info that you're looking for. And make sure you guys are hitting the bell icon so you can get notified next time we have a video coming out. With that said, we'll see you on the next one.